Over the years, I would have thoughts worth remembering, so what I would do is I would write them down in either my notes or my Notion app. What I would like to do for today's video is to share some of those thoughts and then elaborate on them. Get off your high horse. You have to be mature enough to admit to yourself you're not as smart as you think. Everybody knows something that you don't. Oftentimes, it's better to stay quiet and be more than willing to learn. You can't learn whenever you're talking. Sometimes you have to consciously make the switch so that way you're listening and you're learning. If you wait for optimal in all endeavors, you limit yourself from the action. A creative man spends his time thinking of how to make the distance shorter or how to hasten his pace. The simple man just goes. He may not get there at an optimal rate, but he makes distance while the creative man is still at the beginning who hasn't even moved. So when given 6 hours to chop down a tree, do you really spend the first hour sharpening the blade? When you're alone, your thoughts consist of your regular occurring thoughts. When we experience or see something out of the ordinary, it influences your mind into different thoughts that regulate around the occurrence. Our mind is like a ball in the center of a trampoline. The reality we perceive is of what else is on the trampoline. The heavier objects are going to draw us towards them, stealing us from our thought bubble. So if you're sitting in the middle of a trampoline, you're going to be sitting there and you're going to have focus. You're not going to be moved by outer sources until an outer source comes onto the trampoline and then you gravitate in that direction. If it's a bigger distraction, it's going to gravitate you easier. You have to be aware of what's gravitating you away from your focus. You must practice focus. Don't let outside factors rob you so easily of it. This was in 2022. The amazing thing about self-improvement is no matter how insecure you feel, you constantly have the power to do something about it. You hold the power this exact instant to become better in a myriad of ways. You could start doing push-ups or read a book or go on a run. The only thing stopping you is you. 7/28/23. I realize my progress is based off of how I perceive myself at the time. If I perceive myself highly, my performance excels. However, if my perception is negative, then I only do enough to maintain. It is important that you have a high self-image of yourself, that you look at yourself in a positive way. It is so much easier to grow whenever you're satisfied with your progress rather than focus on the dissatisfaction. 8/4/23. When debating between two things that benefit you, switch your or to and get twice the benefits. So should I run now at the gym or later outside? You should run at the gym and outside. Don't cut yourself short. You get to be anyone you want. You have a total customizable character that you get to build however you like. That's why I'm happy with myself. I wouldn't want to be anyone else. Oh, here comes the train. My phone died, so we're back at the apartment. I'm gonna finish the video here. Best thing I can teach my children is to become obsessed with learning. In my opinion, growth is the meaning of life. And the way you grow is by learning. Therefore, if you become obsessed with learning, you're gonna grow so much. Whenever I reach 1,000 subscribers, I have a video that I'm gonna post that's gonna talk all about that. Also, one of my philosophies is not caring about things outside of your control. My phone died, and that was outside of my control. I couldn't charge it, I didn't have a charger. I could have been upset about that, but it would have done me nothing. I can't go home, I can't charge my phone, and continue to make the video. So that's what I did. It's a big Stoic principle. And if you're not familiar with Stoicism, who by the way, Marcus Aurelius is the father of Stoicism, it's a philosophy. And I try to be as stoic as possible. 4 main virtues in Stoicism is wisdom, temperance, justice, and courage. On 12/22/2024, I came up with this quote called visualize, then execute. I said, don't be in such a rush. I'm practicing prosecate, which is really just studying and introspecting your thoughts, becoming more aware of them. I realized I rushed to do a lot of things. One example is I was rushing to brush my teeth, and as I sat my toothpaste down, it nearly fell. The reason is because I didn't take the time to set it down properly. Instead of being in a rush, I could take my time with everything. I'll save more time because I'll spend less time fixing my mistakes. Go ahead and take some time before you execute to visualize how you want that execution to go. This will give you a better outcome than you prioritizing speed. Speed is extremely important, but if you do something fast with poor quality, it's not going to be good. You'll be better off prioritizing the quality first and then increase the speed. And that goes with everything you do in life. One key into getting into the right headspace is location. I have to get outside of this literal box that I live in. I must go outside where the boundaries are literally out of this world. Thoughts will occur when you're not trapped in the environment you see the most. That will only lead you to your normal interior dialogue. I stand by that. Change your environment and you change your thoughts. I think the key to life is figuring out how you operate best. We all operate at different levels. Some are better at some things than others, and that's okay. Find out what you're best at, and then the things that are lacking, you can work towards improving those. All you have to do is practice, and eventually you'll operate better in that endeavor. I think the key to love is finding someone who operates in perfect alignment with how you operate or vastly complements it. Everything we do is an operation. We operate. That's what we do. When you find somebody who boosts your operating skills, that right there is compatibility. On February 5th, 2021, I wrote this. I said, to my future self, if you're reading this and you haven't reached your goal, wake your ass up and get motivated now. Keep your mind on the end goal, get shit done. I'm moving in the right direction, but I'm not where I want to be. So to my past self, thank you, you are right. I need to keep my mind on the end goal and make it happen. Here's a quote of mine: the more you reflect, the more you progress. A couple nights ago, I realized just how important reflection is. Whenever you reflect, you're able to see and pinpoint all of the details that can be improved. Only once they are visible, you can improve them. If you are oblivious to them and you don't know what to improve, you're not gonna improve. But with every single thing you do, you can improve. Nobody is perfect. Whatever you do, I promise there are ways to do it better. And the key to finding out how is reflection. The solution to most of your problems is clarity. Knowing what you want and knowing what to get what you want. Coupled with being okay with not getting it and enjoying the process, that's the combo to get what you want. Here's a good quote. I don't know if I came up with it or not, but it says, "The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who can't read." Let that sink in. There are plenty of other quotes and thoughts I'd like to share in the future, but before I end this video, I just want to go over a couple of my main philosophies. As I said earlier, not caring about things out of my control and only focusing on things in my control. I feel like this is the best way to go about life. I'm currently editing this back, and I just want to add one more important philosophy that I really value, and that is not caring what other people think. For the longest time, I cared about what other people think, and I let that limit myself, and it limited me so much. I wouldn't record nearly as much content because I cared about other people's opinions of me. I limited myself in so many different ways, but as soon as I stopped caring about what other people think because I realized it truly does not matter, I grew so much, and I continue to grow doing things based off what I think, what I care about. My motto is stay sedulous. Sedulous means dedicated and diligent, and I believe as long as you stay sedulous, you will only get closer to your goal until you achieve it. Which brings me to another motto: I will persist until I succeed. It's the same exact thing. As long as you try and you persist and you have consistency and you gradually improve, you will succeed. Failure is not an option if you don't let it be one. Refuse failure, ensure success. Another motto is wasted potential. I hate wasted potential because we all have so much and so much of it is wasted. All of the greats have fulfilled their potential, and that is why they are great. And you have that same opportunity. I could go on and on about how disappointing it is to waste your potential and how amazing it is to fulfill it. But the main point is this: you have potential and only you are capable of fulfilling it. Every single day, try your best to do so. Different type of video today, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, stay sedulous.